Hey, what the hell's going on, you guys? This is 2 Negative AE, and welcome to another episode of Higurashi. Um, let's get into it. Before we start, I want to say that this may be a shorter one. I don't know if we get into the story and I start like playing it, then it'll be good. But I don't know. I have a new schedule so at work, so I'll try my best to keep this around 30 minutes or so. So no, I don't want to exit. Um, so just keep that in mind. We might still continue to 45 or something like that. Shion. It's not just Shion. Ren and Rika-chan are there too. They came out to check on me and overheard what we were talking about. This village is still afraid of the Yojo family. It doesn't mean that they're scared of her family. They're afraid that if you interact with the family, you'll be treated as a scapegoat in the village too. In other words, if you save a member of the Yojo family, you might get attacked by the village, just like them. They're still afraid of that feeling years after the conflict. Is that true? Everyone was being so nice to Satoko-chan in school. Only the old people are involved in this. However, they're the core of the village. They believe that the leader of the Sonozaki family, my grandma, is feeling that way. But that's not true. My grandma is still afraid too. She thinks that if she forgives the Hojo family, she will lose trust from the elderly people in the village. This is complicated. So what do you mean? Who am I supposed to beat up? Truth is, no one really hates the Hojo family. They all think we should forgive them. But they can't come forward with that opinion. They believe that everyone else still hates the Hojo family. So they are misunderstanding each other? That's right. You can ask the people individually. You'll see that no one really hates Satoko. Her parents' death was the closure to that hatred. After her parents died, my grandma told everyone not to bother with the Hyojo family anymore. However, she didn't tell the people to forgive them. That's probably because of my dad. Rika-chan's father? Why is that? My dad was so laid back, so people started saying that he didn't deserve to be a leader anymore. Rika-chan's father was a very relaxed guy. I think he was able to determine the situation calmly. But the people who were burning up about the dam project were seeking for an aggressive leader. That's why my grandma came forward and acted as an aggressive leader in order to unite the whole village. Since she's acting as an aggressive leader, she can't publicly announce that she's going to forgive the Hyojo family? Right. Old people think that it's important not to change one's mind. They can't change their policy that easily. But that's terrible. People are not forgiving Satoko-chan, but they're blaming that on other people. They can't forgive her because they're afraid of what other people will think of them? That's awful. During the dam project, a few households actually thought it was okay to vacate their homes since they were getting money from the government. But they couldn't say it out loud. The Yojo family came forward with their opinion and announced that they were willing to vacate. People gained the courage after seeing them, and they almost established a group of people who agreed to leave. I'm sure you know this by now, but in order to protest something, everyone has to have the same opinion. It's important that the whole village is on the same page. Before the dam conflict, Hinamizawa was starting to break up. They said that it was because my dad was such a lazy leader. He thought they would never build a dam. He believed that we could have a peaceful resolution by negotiating. People thought that was why some people started agreeing to leave. Supporters of the plan to evacuate, that sounds strange. This is the first I've heard of it. People in the village always call them the dam project supporters. Right. They usually call their enemies dam project supporters. Sounds worse if you call them dam project supporters than if you call them evacuation supporters, doesn't it? Calling them evacuation supporters makes it sound like they were peaceful people who didn't want to fight. But calling them dam project supporters makes it sound like... I see. Sounds more like a group of enemies trying to submerge their village underwater. It's all about appearances. It's EDA. He came outside because we've been here a long time. The village of Hinamizawa was brimming with a sense of unity. Mr. Furude was not able to unite the village. The Sonozaki family figured that they could seize the power if they were to unite the village aggressively. Starting to understand now. Let me rephrase this. In order to reunite, attack the universe. Yeah, I got it. We betrayed the community. People started being afraid of them, changed their minds, protesting, attacked the damn project. Got it. They held that if you interact with the Yojo family, you're probably a supporter of the damn project. That's why everyone kept the distance from them. They acted like they didn't see them, and when someone from the family talked to them, they ignored it. Initially, they were only targeting Satoko-chan's parents, but eventually the whole family was seen as a target. As a result, her uncle and aunt were caught in the line of fire too. It's ironic. That was the reason they started abusing Satoko-chan. Her aunt and uncle were not supporting the dam project, but because of her parents, they were also attacked. After Satoko's parents died, they were forced to take care of 2 children. I see. I finally see the whole picture. Oops. Dam conflict is over and Satoko-chan's parents are dead. I think the Sonozaki family should speak out in public and forgive the Yojo family. But once again, there's an issue. My grandma is afraid that she will lose trust from the elderly people in the village if she publicly forgives the Hojo family. I understand that. I heard this directly from my grandma, so I am sure about this. All she could do is tell everyone not to bother the Hojo family anymore. When she dies, she wants the next leader to declare the end of the dam conflict and stop discriminating the Hojo family. My mom is aware of that too. I heard about it from Mom too. That's just Grandma's pride. Let me ask you this. I believe that the village leader and his people threatened Mion and Chie-sensei about closing the school. How about them? Do they still have a bitter feeling towards the Hojo family? It's ironic. Even Father Kimiyoshi thinks no one in this village hates the Hojo family. This is a sad thing. The dam conflict is not completely over for them yet. They're still afraid that they will be attacked if they interact with the Hojo family. But people like Rika and you are interacting with her. I'm young and I don't have a tight relationship with the old people in the village. Plus, Rika-chan is special. She's the rebirth of Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama was the one who united humans and demons. Which means she was able to stay with Satoko even though Satoko is not accepted by the villagers. I'm starting to understand how difficult it was for Satoko to stay in this village. She was so energetic and bright in school and during the club activity. Thought that was her world. But I had no idea how she felt when she was walking alone in the village. She probably went grocery shopping knowing that people were going to ignore her. She felt coldness from other people but was standing strong on her feet. I had no idea that she was going through something like that. I thought she went through tough times during the Dan conflict, but I had no clue that she was struggling to this day. What a sad story. This is ridiculous. Do you feel that way too, Rena? I feel exactly the same. No one feels bitter towards Satoko-chan, but everyone is afraid that something bad will happen to her if they interact with her. Or to happen to them if they interact with her. Whose fault is this? Who is to be blamed? It's no one's fault. But they blame everyone. And they can't forgive her. Yes. If this was a positive matter, all would be well. People would act kindly and help each other. But the case of the Hyojo family is totally the opposite. It's spreading like a mold and no one can do anything about it. What do you do with a rotten tatami mat? We have no choice but to toss it and get a new one. So the village leader is pressing us not because he hates Satoko. He's doing so because he thinks that if he let us run free, he might get attacked by someone in this village. I call that someone the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Everyone is afraid of that someone, even though he doesn't exist. So that someone is not a real human. I'm interested in Shion's theory. Everyone is following the rules because they're afraid of that someone. However, even the leaders of the village are afraid of the same thing. Everyone in the village is following the rules because they're afraid of someone who doesn't even exist. They still follow the rules of the damn conflict, thinking that they'll be attacked if they forgive Satoko. Who the hell is that someone? They could only call it the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama cursed the Hyojo family because they supported the damn conflict. They still believe that, and Satoko is struggling because of it. Oyashiro-sama will not curse Satoko. She thinks Satoko is adorable. Please don't use her name for something horrible like that. Rika-chan makes a sad face. She's the maiden of Oyashiro-sama and the rebirth of Oyashiro-sama. I don't think there's a curse in this village at all. It's all in people's minds. If that's the case, this is not the Child Consultation Center's fault. I think the whole village bears responsibility. Yes. Jesus. I think so too. I thought petitioning to the Child Consultation Center would solve the problem, but that's not going to do anything. Rotten tatami mat, huh? We can't just clean the surface. Even if the Child Consultation Center saves Satoko, that's nothing but a temporary fix. I guess we need to pull the rotten tatami mat. Pull out the rotten tatami mat so we can save her for good. I think those tatami mats are assembled right in this place. I agree. Most of them are within a 20-meter radius from here. Hey, Kei-chan and Rena. What are you guys trying to do? Mion, you're deeply involved with the village. I know you feel hesitant to save Satoko as one of the key people of the village. I understand why you and Chie-sensei almost gave up because of the pressure. But I have nothing to lose. Ibara-san, are you going to... right here? I'm going to do it. I'm going to get rid of the rotten tatami mat. Are you going to join me, Rena? Yes. I'm tougher than you think. I know. But you should settle down a bit. I feel like you could blow up a school if you got too serious. I think you could beat someone up with a metal bat if you got too serious. I hate you. I actually hate that. Get out of here. We're pretty tough, huh? I guess they have memories of it, so that's something they subconsciously go to. That's actually pretty cool. Awesome. Sweet. What kind of statement is that? You look like you could beat someone up with a metal bat if you got too serious. What the heck? I would take offense to that. I guess not. I guess I'd be like, what the fuck? I understand your position, Mion. You don't have to come with me. Just leave if you think things are going to get out of control. This is more dangerous than any club activity. I guess blowing up a school is equally... You know, you look like you could blow up a school. That's hilarious. I don't know why that's funny to me. Okay, if you're going to take the risk... I just zoomed right through that. What the fuck happened? She can't agree with me as leader, but stares at me and gives me approval for what I'm about to do. Okay. If you're going to take the risk, I'm coming with you too. That's the way to go. Just watch how I'll take care of this. What about you, Shi-chan? Fortunately, I have nothing to lose. I'll support you guys. I understand your stance, Chie-sensei, principal. We're not in school right now. Please forgive for what we're about to do now. You're right. I'm not your teacher right now. We'll respect your idea. I'm supporting you guys too. If they want me out of the village, I'm willing to close the clinic. It's a natural thing for a master to save his future maid. What the fuck? Yes, I can feel the power from everyone. I'm not going to try and calm down. I need to fire myself up for this. As I turn back, I see Oishi-san and my dad. I don't know how long they've been standing there. You're excited about something, Meibara-san. Uishi-san. You told me last night that there were some things that a man can't give up on. We have to take the chance even when it's risky. Keiichi. Don't stop me, Dad. I know it's important to be polite, but I need to do this for my friend. I'm not going to stop you. Huh? He gives me a big smile. I've never seen my dad smile like this before. I believe in what you just told Uishi-san. There are some things a man should not give up on. You'll encounter something like that in your life sooner or later. If this is that time for you, I'm not going to stop you. Oh, Keiichi-kun's father is so cool. Of course, he's my dad. He's at least half as cool as me. I'm not from Hinamizawa. I can't be on either side, but I'll be observing your actions. You're going to play a big game that will determine the outcome. Go all the way. That's what my old friend used to say. You can't compromise once you make a decision. If you're going to forfeit, do so right away. But if you're going to fight, be confident in yourself. It's like the score calculation of Mahjong. Even if you get a small amount of points several times in succession, you'll lose if someone scores a lot of points all at once. You just have to be confident when you're ready to fight. Do you play Mahjong too, Meibara-san? They start talking about Mahjong. This is going to be interesting. Someone from the committee comes out and tells us to come inside for the meeting. It's time for the meeting to start. Alright, let's go inside. I feel like we're finally getting up on the stage. No wonder we felt something was missing at the Child Consultation Center. Yeah, this was supposed to be the stage all along. We were fighting the wrong people for the past 3 days. Let's go. Someone pulls my shirt. It's Rika-chan. Keiichi. You're not Satoko's only best friend, you're not only Satoko's best friend, but you're also a member of one of the 3 families of the village. You can just watch what Rena and I are going to do, but if you're willing to help us save Satoko, I want you to support us. You're going to try and change those hard-headed men? I'm going to change them. I told you before. Fate is thinner than a piece of paper. I'll tear it down with ease. Oh, what is going to happen? They're calling the tradition of the village the Curse of Oyashiro-sama. Shion has an interesting theory. Is Keiichi going to break it down? Can he destroy the Curse of Oyashiro-sama? He will break it. Keiichi has the power to break everything. It's not just Keiichi's power. Because everyone is getting together, Keiichi was able to break everything. This energy is more powerful than the lucky 6 on the die. It's not luck. He's breaking fate with his ability. Everyone follows Keiichi and enters the assembly hall. I also follow them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this with Keiichi. If this doesn't work out, that's it for me. I'm going to give it my best. It's curious because I feel like if she just told everybody what Oyashiro, because she's the reincarnation, right? I feel like they would believe her out of everybody. I feel like why Rika hasn't told them that Satoko's family is like blessed now. You know? Like she's supposed to be the reincarnation. So if she just tells everybody that Satoko's good, you know, I feel like the town would be perfect. It would be like happy with it, you know? Okay, we're in the wrong section. We need to do new tips. View unread tips. Here we go. I see. We're good as long as we know that the village council at Onagafuchi Guardians are not behind this movement. Please take care of the Hyojo Satoko-san's case without worrying about it too much. I will. I'm glad to know that the whole village is not backing them. I don't agree with the whole idea, though. No matter who is pulling the strings, we must treat every case equally. I bet Hinamizawa is treated specially because we set a bad example in the past. Well, you're absolutely right, sir, but Well, please continue to work on this case. The local government manager assured us that the village council has nothing to do with the appeals. It's a problem that our organization is so afraid of one community. You must rethink this as a manager. Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm glad to hear that the village is not supporting them. You must act the same way even if the village does not support them, no matter who is behind the scenes. Please take care of the case of Hyojo Satoko-san very carefully. Do not try and give her any special treatment, okay? A weird conversation that was had. Okay? I was gonna say, are we gonna continue with that music? That'd be crazy. Dude, more music, huh? Excuse me, I have something to say before the meeting starts. They figure that I'm trying to say something about Satoko. They're old and wise people. Okay, Chikun. We're having the final meeting now, so will you talk about your personal issue later? I ignore him and continue talking. If you have something to say, just tell me, not Mion or Chie-sensei. I don't like your approach. Let's talk face to face. Everyone gets quiet. No one wants to be involved in a conversation about the Hyojo family. Everyone here is aware that Hyojo Satoko is being locked up by her uncle and that he abuses her. I don't mind that you guys are not trying to save her aggressively. I'm sure that some of you don't want any trouble. But we're different. Satoko is our friend. We're fighting hard to save our friend from danger. But you're Keiichi-kun. We're aware of that story. We're just trying to tell you that you've done enough to the center. Is there a problem if we continue to petition? Of course. There's a big problem. Someone with a stern voice speaks out to me. I'm successfully picking a fight. Will you explain to us what that problem is? The dam conflict that ended a long time ago. Protesting to the officials is what people did in the old days. I'm not even talking about Satoko anymore. Just giving me a bunch of excuses. I'm not asking you what you did in the past. This is my war. Tell me if you're on my side or if you're my enemy. Which is it? Are you my enemies? I start making noise. Look how he's behaving. Young people nowadays don't know how to be polite. I start smelling fire in the room. My friends remain there without changing their strict expressions. Their strong expressions make me feel like I have a million supporters. I'm standing in front of everyone as a representative. I'm not fighting all alone. This is everyone's fight. I don't feel intimidated by the fierce looks the old people are giving me. Keiichi-kun, this is not about us being your enemy or not. This village fought the officials during the dam conflict. However, I understand this has nothing to do with that. That was a thing of the past. I'm not trying to ask what you're thinking. I'm talking about me, my friends, and Satoko. I never asked you about the dam conflict. I think you should get your ears checked up. Why you? How can you talk to your elders like that? You're such a disrespectful kid. I'm curious how your parents raised you. My dad smiles bitterly. I'm sorry. I'm his father. You're his father? How could you raise him like this? I guess I'm not a perfect parent. I don't know if I raised him the way I was supposed to. He pauses. The next moment his expression changes. However, all he is doing is telling you that there's something he doesn't understand. I don't care if he's my son or not. As a man, I respect his course of action. Does it matter how he was raised? The old people are agape. Uishi breaks the silence with laughter. That's very impressive. I'm Ryugu Rena. Can I ask something? I don't understand why you're saying that we can't make a petition to the Child Consultation Center because the dam conflict is over. Will you explain that to us in detail? Rena's voice is perfectly calm, as if it doesn't concern her. However, I can see the rage in her eyes. I guess I'm the only one who can see that fire. It seems the old people would rather deal with her than me. Reina-chan, the village has no reason to fight the officials over now that the war is over. During the war, we did fight them. but we tried to forget about our past after the war. We don't have a good relationship with the officials. Hinamizawa is not an individual country. We're a small village in Japan. The officials are taking care of us. That's why we need to get along with them. You're right. I think it's important to get along with them. Listen to Reina-chan, she understands us well. Ibara boy should learn from her. I can hear the crowd speaking. That's right. Hinamizawa has been trying to fix the relationship with the officials ever since the war ended. Mion is right. The old men cheer. Whoever Shion opens her mouth next. That's why the village council and the officials are best friends now. In fact, 2 officials always come to the annual hot spring trip presented by the village council. They get paid to participate in the trip too. The trip itself is mostly paid by tax money, isn't it? And there's so many other things. The fee of the New Year's party and the enormous donation to the village events. It is no different with the Watanagashi. The officials hook us up with millions of yen. They're the ones who pretty much pay for the festival. Ever since the Dan conflict ended, the festival has been getting bigger and bigger. That's because we're receiving money from the officials. If we get in trouble with the officials, we might not be able to hold a festival next year. That's why Hinamizawa is kissing their asses now. Right, Father? Shion-chan, how do you know all that? I swap with my sis sometimes. What the hell? That's a ridiculous story. I still don't understand why you were against what we're trying to do. Rena, will you sum this up for me? What are they trying to say? Well, basically they can't make the officials upset because they're having a cozy relationship with them. The whole room goes up into a panic when Rena sums it up so simply. Some of them are ashamed that we hit the nail on the head, and some of them are enraged by our ignorance, and some of them are simply angry about our attitude. The room is filled with chaos. Be quiet, be quiet. They settle down as Kimiyoshi raises his voice. He's looking very furious. Keiichi-kun, the relationship between the village and the officials has nothing to do with this. You're only trying to switch the subject. This is just a waste of time. Listen, we won the battle against the dam project, but now this village is labeled as a nest of troublemakers. We were trying to take advantage of that image during the conflict. However, it works against us now. We need to try and get rid of that negative image. Otherwise, the future of this village spells doom. Do you understand? It's not about being your enemy. It's deeper than that. In other words, if we make too much noise, the friendly mood of the village will be ruined. The old people nod as Mion talks. They think that Mion is on their side. Mi-chan, what do you mean by the friendly mood? Does it mean that we shouldn't seek help for the poor innocent girl who's getting abused? They're trying to say that the Shah Consultation Center is doing their job. Don't try and agitate them. The officials can't say out loud that they don't want to be bothered. They want the village to take care of it since they're giving lots of money to them. So Hinamizawa is like a pet to the officials. Hey you, watch what you say. Be more respectful. You watch out too. I hope you're not refusing to help her because Satoko is the daughter of the Hojo family. That's not it. We're not saying anything about Satoko-chan. We're just advising you to stop the petition from an adult's point of view. The Child Consultation Center is not trying to ignore you. I'm sure they're taking into consideration that you made a huge petition. They already understand your point. We're saying that you're carrying this way too far. Keiichi-kun, I just found something very interesting. Look at the frame over there. Rena points at the wall. Everyone looks that way. There are different frames all over the assembly hall. They mostly have to do with the dam conflict, and they glorify the Onagafuchi Guardians. Rena points at a piece of writing. Kimiyoshi-san wrote it way back when he was the leader of the Guardians during the dam conflict. Look at the middle portion of it. We attempted peaceful negotiation, but the government and their puppet, the president of the electric company, declined. They disrespected the home of Hinamizawa and our ways and our democracy in extremely immoral ways. That's what Kimiyoshi wrote for the war memorial. He wrote the same thing on the memorial monument. Everyone knows why Rena is bringing this up. I can hear everybody gulping. They attempted to negotiate peacefully with the government and its puppet, the electric company. What is this? That's not the electric company, it's the Hinamizawa Village Council, isn't it? They're a puppet of the government, huh? Someone explain to me what that means. It means they're controlled by the government. They're supposed to be an individual organization, but they're being controlled by another organization like a puppet. Sounds like the perfect word to describe Hinamizawa. Does sound perfect. What are you saying? We're not their puppet, we're just trying to cope with them. You're making an unfair judgment. But that's clearly what you stated. You clearly told us that you want us to stop, not because of Satoko, but for the village. You said that there's an issue because the village needs to have a friendly relationship with the officials. Don't tell me that you didn't say this. You said it, didn't you? I heard it. They said they had nothing to do with Satoko-chan. Mion, I thought there was a slogan in this village. The whole village is supposed to get together for one villager, right? If there's one person coming, 2 should throw rocks at him. If there are 2, 4 would do so. If there are 8, 16 would fight back. If there's 1,000, the whole village should stand up and fight. If one person is abused, the whole village is abused. Get together for one villager. That's the unity of the Guardians. The unity of the Guardians is stronger than rock. That's what the Guardian leader said back in the day. The leader of the village used to be the head of the Onagafuchi Guardians. He crosses his arms and starts to groan. There are many things he wants to say, but he knows none of them will make him look good. He continues to keep quiet. When I moved here, Mion and Shion told me the courageous story of the dam conflict. But this tradition, or the tradition of this village, didn't start because just a few years ago when the dam conflict happened. I believe it's something that's been here for over 40 years, ever since Japan lost the war. I respect how people in this village continue to unite and protect as a whole and protect their traditions. More than anything, I respect the courage of those men who fought as Onagafuchi Guardians. The government did many dirty things to submerge this village underwater. They thwarted everything. Because of the efforts of those men, Hinamizawa is still here. If they hadn't been here, the village would be underwater by now. I have great appreciation that this beautiful village still exists here. I'm proud that I'm a villager of Hinamizawa. That's right. Someone screams. Not one of my friends. One of the old people. That's why we're fighting. We're practicing the tradition of this village. If there's one person coming, 2 should throw rocks at them. If there are 2, 4 would do so. If there are 8, 16 would fight back. If there's 1,000, the whole village should stand up and fight. If one person is abused, the whole village is abused. Get together for one villager. That's the unity of the Guardians. Yojo Satoko is one of the villagers. You all know how horrible her uncle is. You know we can't leave her alone with him for a whole month. We need to save her from her uncle right now. I need the power of the Guardians one more time. I want the spirits of the Guardians to reunite again. Rena and Mion start to applaud. I start seeing smiles on the faces of the old people. However, they quickly stop smiling and start talking with their neighbors. Keiichi-kun is right. It's not like Hinamizawa to obey the officials all the time. But the dam conflict is over now. The officials are taking care of us too. I didn't know that. We're being supported by the officials that much? As an individual, I agree with that Maebara's boy is saying. I don't like the way the village council is operating. Keiichi-kun is right. It's not right for the village to pressure him because the officials are telling us to do so. Kimiyoshi-san, we may not be able to support Keiichi-kun, but I also think that we don't have a right to tell him to stop. I don't like the attitude of Maebara's boy. He's too disrespectful. You think you can get away with talking to us like that? 3 scary old guys come up to yell at me. I raise my voice and yell right back at them. It's not about my attitude. It's about the village spirit. Get out of here if you're not courageous enough to stand up for an innocent villager. How disrespectful. Bang. A big old guy hits me in the head. What are you doing? I hit him back and the room goes into a panic. Rena comes up towards me. I thought she came to stop me, but she suddenly hits the old guy in the head. What? What are you doing? Don't think you can get away with this because you're a girl. He hits Rena's head. However, Rena talks back to him with a serious face. If one comes at you, two should fight back. Isn't that the spirit of Hinamizawa? Since you hit Rena-san, 4 of us need to retaliate. Let me get involved. Keiichi, I'm getting involved too. You're right. If they're going to stop you violently, I'm not going to turn a blind eye. There are 3 people blocking Keiichi's way. 6 people need to fight them. Rika-chama, I'm impressed with your courage. Let me in too. I'm going to be on his side too. Chie-sensei stands up. I thought she gave up because of the pressure. I was almost going to neglect my student. I prioritized myself even though I thought I'd do anything for my students. I'm ashamed of myself. She stares at the village leader with a fierce look. That's her answer to the pressure he tried to put on her. Chie-sensei. I think I took it too far as their educator. However, what Mibara-kun is doing is the right thing. As an educator, I have to acknowledge the fact that he's doing something right. I'm not going to tell him to stop anymore. If you're acknowledging me, then I have nothing to fear. Let me ask you people one more time. Is it more important to get along with the officials than saving the life of one poor innocent villager? You don't even need to ask them, Kei-chan. This is no ordinary assembly hall. This used to be the headquarters of the Onogafuchi Guardians. The people here were all members of the Guardians once. People without the spirit of the Guardians would not come to this place. Mian-chan. Kimiyoshi-san. Kei-chan is practicing the spirit of Hinamizawa. The way he's trying to fight without fear is exactly what the Onogafuchi Guardians were doing. I think it's embarrassing for a village council to tell him to stop what he's doing. If you are still going to ask him to back off, I'm going to crush all of these pictures on the wall and burn the flag of the Guardians. Someone raises his voice. I'm going to support Mibara-kun. He may be disrespectful, but he has the right spirit. I agree. It's embarrassing to be a puppet of the officials. Keiichi-kun, keep fighting. Don't worry, keep on fighting. Don't give in to the pressure. The room is filled with applause. Mibara-kun, tell us what's going on so far. Very well. On the day Satoko was kidnapped by her uncle, Chie-sensei visited her house. Okay. I think this is a good place to stop. Because we're going to get into kind of saving Satoko. I got to get to bed because I have a new schedule at work. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I promise to upload more. But as I was kind of talking about in the last... Was it the last episode? It was either the last episode or a couple episodes ago. I was kind of like sad that I wasn't uploading. But you know, I do need to remember that I have to put my life first. So yeah, I will definitely upload as soon as I can. I hope to see you guys in the next episode, whenever that may be. We're gonna finish this game, so we're almost done. I mean, this is the second to last episode or series. And then we go to the last one, and the last one's going to be super hype, because it's the last one. So I don't know what's going to happen. We still got like a whole mess of story in this one. I'm still debating whether or not to just buy, I don't know. I feel like I'm already most of the way through this game, so I don't want to buy the new one that just came out on Steam, because I'm already almost done. So, well, at least I think I am. Right? This feels like the climax. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode, whenever that may be. And peace out, you guys.